This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Nearly 500 new cases of coronavirus have been confirmed in Wisconsin.
Health officials confirmed 498 new cases. That's one of Wisconsin's highest single-day totals to date. That brings the state's total to almost 12,000 cases. 11 more people have died from the virus, bringing the total to 445. More than half of the positive cases have recovered. With the increases in cases comes an increase in testing. So today's percentage of tests that have come back positive slightly decreased to 6.3%. And as you can see, that percentage has been almost flat for the past 3 days. Wisconsin continues to see a downward trend in positive tests within a 14-day period. But when it comes to Governor Tony Evers' Badger Bounce Back plan, the state remains at 4 out of the 6 gating criteria. The state Supreme Court struck down the Safer at Home order Wednesday, lifting the order and allowing businesses in some counties to reopen regardless of the gating criteria.
About a dozen Wisconsin counties implemented their own stay-at-home orders after the High Court on Wednesday struck down Governor Evers' order. That includes Greene, Dane, and Rock counties, but some municipalities are already rescinding those orders, saying they're afraid they are on shaky legal ground. At least 4 counties and 2 cities dropped their orders today. The Wisconsin Counties Association warned that local orders could be challenged on the same grounds that the state Safer at Home order was struck down. Well, this was not the semester that any school expected to have, with all classes now online at UW system schools. The administration is now looking into possible scenarios in the future.
Our Jamie Perez tells us about the plans to provide testing for every student and faculty member in hopes of returning to in-person classes this fall.
A whirlwind ending to the 2020 school year brings all eyes and ears to the UW campus administration looking for what's next.
What are we going to need to do here? What are some possibilities?
Vice President of Administration Robert Kramer is part of the discussion of plans to test every student, faculty, and staff member on every UW campus in hopes of resuming some sense of normalcy in the fall.
Don't know logistically if it's possible yet to test all students and all faculty and all employees. That's part of what we want to understand.
Kramer said current testing may cost them about $100 per test. With around 170,000 students and 40,000 employees, it would cost them more than $20 million for one round of testing. And their hope is to do periodic, ongoing testing.
If that is the cost, we can't afford to do that. So what are the things that we can do to get it down from there?
The UW school system is already dealing with millions in financial loss. And even with the furloughs, canceled events, and federal aid, they would still be looking at what could be hundreds of millions of dollars in lost revenue.
We're anticipating that we would work with the state and other elected officials and figure out how to pay for those costs. I think there's a high degree of interest in having people returning to our institutions.
They're also looking at plans to possibly do contact tracing, provide PPE gear, and implement plans to socially distance if they do return to in-person classes. Until they work through this monumental task, we are on standby, waiting to see how this fall will play out.
Things will be changing between now and when we get back to the fall.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
The administration will be looking at its budget in early June, where they will have a better idea on what plan is feasible moving forward.
2 community testing sites for COVID-19 are now open in Rock County. Testing is free at Krieger Park and Telfer Park, both in Beloit. The testing happening through May 22nd, starting at 11 a.m. through 7 p.m. Those who are symptomatic get top priority, and those who have been exposed to someone who has tested positive. You don't need an appointment to get tested. The National Guard helping out local health departments run those tests.
We're hoping to get a good turnout. When we look at the invisible enemy, so to speak, this is how we make it visible. So we want to see a lot of people come and get tested, and we're partnering with our civilians to come in and help them.
And of course, in Madison, community testing has been happening all week at Alliant Energy Center. National Guard says roughly 2,250 tests have been collected as of today, and that site will be open tomorrow as well, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney says what's happening at the Dane County Jail is proof that isolation and social distancing works.
Our Amy Reed joins us live from downtown Madison to explain what the Sheriff's Department has learned through contact tracing. Amy?
Sheriff Mahoney says that 37 people in their care have tested positive for COVID-19, and through contact tracing, they've been able to track where that started. They know that 21 of those cases came from just one person who tried to hide their symptoms. Another 6 came from one other person. Mahoney said that if they had known from the outset, they could have isolated those people and their cases would be much lower. Right now, when an inmate tests positive, they're either put in a group home to be with others who tested positive, or they're put in solitary confinement. 6 have been sent home to return later. Mahoney said until the new jail is built, it's going to be a rough ride.
Had we moved forward years ago to create medical housing and isolation space within the jail, we could have more humanely housed and isolated and cared for these individuals who are positive.
That jail has been approved, but it will still be a few more years before it is built. Until then, Mahoney said that they'll keep monitoring inmates as they're admitted.
Amy Reed, live downtown. Amy, thanks so much. Finally, a beautiful day across the area. Felt like a little touch of summertime. So what's in store for the weekend? Let's check in with Gary. Gary?
Well, before we take that big step forward, we've got to take a bit of a step back, and that'll be this weekend. As we take a look at visible cloud track, we've had bright sunshine all day today. Those temperatures have been very nice, generally in the lower 70s. Doppler track, pretty much free of precipitation. But yesterday, there was quite a bit of rain from Madison southward, generally around an inch of rain. Temperatures right now are in the lower to middle 70s, even near the lakeshore. Most areas still right around 70, including 72 in Milwaukee. But precipitation is on the way from late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night into Sunday. Computer models are showing an inch to an inch and a half with some localized amounts in excess of 2 inches in areas that get a heavier thunderstorm. So we have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow night and Sunday, especially areas south of Madison that picked up about an inch of rain last night. That could lead to some localized flooding. Otherwise, in the short term, very quiet. Look for clear skies tonight. Temperatures dropping to the middle 40s. Tomorrow we start out with some sunshine. The clouds start moving in the afternoon. High temperature at 69. After the weekend rain, we still have a warm up on the way for next week. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A body was found in the Wisconsin River in Crawford County this morning. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office says a group had been searching for a person who was involved in a boat crash earlier this month. This was near Boscobel. People searched for 12 days. That body was found this morning. 2 other people were involved in the crash. They managed to make it to shore. That crash remains under investigation.
3 people are hospitalized following a 2-vehicle crash near Stoughton. Dane County deputies say it happened just south of Collins Road in the town of Dunkirk. Deputies say an Evansville man was driving a car when he crossed the center line and hit an SUV head-on. The driver and passenger in the SUV had to be extricated from their vehicles. Officials say the driver of the SUV has serious and possibly life-threatening injuries. The passenger has minor injuries. The driver of the car also has life-threatening injuries.
The Dane County Boys and Girls Club is partnering with the Coastal Georgia Community Action Authority to host a virtual town hall all about social injustice.
This nonprofit is in Brunswick, Georgia, where Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed while jogging in February. A white father and son are charged with his death. Our Amanda Quintana is here with how his death is inspiring young people to speak up. Amanda?
The whole point of this town hall was to talk about what happened to Ahmaud Arbery and the changes young people want to see to prevent racial inequalities and violence in the future. The first speaker was Jasmine Arbery, Ahmaud's older sister, smiling as she spoke about her brother. She tried to encourage others to keep moving forward.
Your loved ones wouldn't want you to be down or sad. You have to find that script for your loved ones. And I know moving on can feel like guilt, but you have to remember your loved ones don't want you to be happy.
Young leaders spoke about how they're working towards justice here in the Madison community. Serena Flores, now a UW student, dealt with the death of her friend Tony Robinson while in high school. He was shot and killed by a white Madison police officer. She led many of the school protests then, now pursuing a political science degree.
I don't want to be the one writing the letters. I don't want to be the one, at the forefront of those protests anymore. I want to be the one to open those letters. I want to be the one to make those policies. I want to change policing policies and camera laws and gun laws. And I think we need a lot of money put into education and less money put into prisons.
Noah Anderson also spoke. The West High School senior is the son of Marlon Anderson, who you may remember was fired by MMSD after using the N-word, then reinstated following protests led by his son. Each speaker working to raise up the African-American community. Michael Johnson, Dane County Boys and Girls Club president and CEO, explained the partnership for this town hall, saying, why Wisconsin? Well, because the state has one of the largest racial achievement gaps in the country.
Amanda, thank you. The debate continues as the Democrat-controlled House is expected to pass a massive coronavirus stimulus package. The House is expected to vote on two measures later this evening, one to allow lawmakers to vote remotely and the other on the $3 trillion HEROES Act. Both Senate Republicans and the White House have said the stimulus bill is dead on arrival.
State Department of Workforce Development is expanding its call center hours and has contracted outside help to assist with calls and processing to tackle the enormous workload during the pandemic and the related unemployment boom. DWD says it has secured contracts with 3 outside vendors to assist more claimants faster. DWD will extend its call center hours to 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're also recruiting new employees to fill more than 315 spots. From March 15th to May 9th, DWD received more than 518,000 unemployment applications and more than 1.8 million weekly claims. State workforce officials said last week Wisconsin could exhaust its more than $1.8 billion unemployment benefit as early as October.
America's retail sales hit a historic low last month, another victim of the pandemic. An advance reading from the Census Bureau shows U.S. retail sales plummeted by 16.4% in April. That is the largest drop since this data series began in 1992. It's also significantly higher than the more than 8% sales drop in March. Clothing and accessories saw the biggest hit, down a whopping 89.3% in April.
Johnson Creek Premium Outlets is open today. The outlet mall has released a list of safety protocols that each tenant has to abide by. That includes sanitation requirements, providing masks for shoppers, and hygiene signage across all stores. In addition to reopening, Johnson Creek has joined a national initiative to host food banks, clothing donations, COVID-19 mobile testing, and blood drives as part of an outreach to 1,300 health providers, government agencies, and nonprofits.
American Players Theater is canceling its 2020 summer season, moving the productions to the 2021 season. The company is hoping to produce the plays this fall. They will be offering a play reading series with PBS Wisconsin called Out of the Woods Play Reading, performed and recorded live. It will be posted on Fridays from June 5th to July 10th. Brenda DeVita, the artistic director for APT, says that canceling the season is a challenge.
And when we, in one moment, have to cancel the entire season, it's 75% of our revenue, $5 million lost. So it's pretty devastating on the institution.
APT and the APT Foundation is offering a dollar-for-dollar match-up to $75,000 to encourage ticket buyers to convert the value of the tickets into tax-deductible donations.
Still ahead on Newsroom Now at 5. Some good news for farmers when it comes to the planting season. And coming up tonight at 6 with an opening date now in sight, resorts and Wisconsin Dells are starting to take reservations again, how they're adjusting to some new guidelines. And on Wall Street, the markets closed the week in positive territory with a 60-point jump for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Nasdaq had 71. The S&P 500 was up 11. We'll be right back.
The way you get through hard times is to hold strong to your values. At Group Health Cooperative, our common values have sustained us for over 4 decades. Now is no different. We are here in our clinics, but we want you to be safer at home. That's why GHC has more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Stock up on spring essentials at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, we have low prices on must-haves for your yard, home, vehicle, and more. Like select Rust-Oleum spray paints, just $2.99. This Chamberlain Power Garage Door Opener, $119.99. Milwaukee M18 2-tool combo kits are only $179. Plus, place your order online or on our mobile app and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru. You don't even need to get out of your car.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
What do you think?
I love it.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Tonight at 6, the Madison School District announces summer school plans. And with an opening date in sight, Wisconsin Dells resorts are beginning to take reservations again. How they're adjusting to the new guidelines at 6.
It's the first ever Coaches vs. Cancer Wisconsin virtual gala, Wednesday, May 20th at 7 p.m. An auction, an inspiring program, all from the comfort and safety of home. Register now at coachesversuscancerwisconsin.org.
The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says there have been no official milk dumping reports in the state. That's the word from Interim Ag Secretary Randy Romansky, who talked to Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. He says they're finding it incredibly difficult to get actual numbers on how much milk has been dumped and continues to be dumped in the state. He's working with federal officials to try to trace it back, but it may take weeks, if not months, to get an accurate picture.
Well, some good news for Wisconsin farmers. A new report shows they are ahead of schedule on spring planting this season thanks to favorable weather. The latest data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture shows corn planting in the state is at 59% complete. Wisconsin Public Radio News reports that's a week ahead of the 5-year average, 24 days ahead of where we were a year ago. The state soybean crop 35% complete, 9 days ahead of the average, 24 days ahead of last year.
A 6.5 magnitude earthquake hit the state of Nevada early this morning. It could be felt in the Reno-Tahoe area and throughout California's Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys. There are no reports of injuries near the epicenter. The Nevada Seismological Laboratory says this is the first big earthquake in that state in 66 years.
Strong typhoon slams into the eastern Philippines. This was yesterday. Typhoon Vongfong hit the area, packing maximum sustained winds about 93 miles an hour, gusts up to 115. Comes after authorities evacuated tens of thousands of people while trying to avoid the virus risks of overcrowding their emergency shelters. There are more than 11,000 infections of COVID-19 there, 772 deaths in the Philippines. Well, let's get a look at your first warned weather as we head for the weekend. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, it's an interesting point. They ran into the same situation with the tornado outbreak back in the southern part of the United States on Easter Sunday, trying to get people into emergency shelters and trying to battle the safety measures with coronavirus. And as we get into hurricane season, that could become a big factor in the United States. For us, very quiet today after rain and thunderstorms even through yesterday evening, but things cleared out very quickly this morning. Skies have been mostly sunny and temperatures have been pleasant. The rain last night generally was around an inch through about the southern quarter of our viewing area, about a ½ inch to an inch through the Madison area, and then you get north of Dane County and very little in the way of rain fell there. So the area south of Madison is probably the area that's most susceptible to additional heavy rainfall over the next couple of days, and it was even heavier down to the south. Over 2 inches in the Chicago area, some amounts around 4 inches near O'Hare Airport, and then also an area of 2+ inches down toward Kankakee and in parts of eastern Iowa as well. But again, that sharp cutoff to the north, kind of what we were expecting yesterday. Now the the storms last night also brought some severe weather down to the south, mainly high wind reports as well as some hail reports. And for tomorrow, there's actually a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms over eastern Iowa and western Illinois, but I think by the time the storms reach us later Saturday night, the atmosphere will be cool enough to prevent any severe weather risk. Right now, Doppler track is pretty much free of precipitation just about anywhere in the upper Midwest, but that radar will look a lot different around this time tomorrow because future track shows the potential for an inch to an inch and a half of rain generally across southern Wisconsin, with some localized amounts in excess of 2 inches in areas that get a heavier thunderstorm, mainly over the southern half of Wisconsin down into northern Illinois. And again, that area south of Madison and into northern Illinois, very susceptible to the potential for some flooding because of that and we do have an alert day in the forecast. Dry weather is expected for tonight and most of the day tomorrow. If there is a shower or thunderstorm chance, it'll be well west of Madison late in the day, but rain and a few thunderstorms likely tomorrow night into Sunday. Again, some of that rainfall could be locally heavy. After that clears out, we have a prolonged period of dry weather with a warm-up that'll take our temperatures from the 60s on Monday to around 80 by Thursday and Friday. Temperatures right now are in the low to mid 70s across the entire state with the exception of far northern Wisconsin. Temperatures there are in the upper 50s to lower 60s. To our south, severe weather is occurring actually from New England all the way down into parts of the southern plains. But again, for right now, we've taken a break as the atmosphere is kind of dried out. But again, showers and storms out to the west will be in here for tomorrow night and Sunday. So for tomorrow, look for a high of 69, some sunshine in the morning, more clouds in the afternoon, and then we could see showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night into Sunday morning. And you can see the rainfall amounts, generally about an inch and a half with localized amounts approaching 2 inches and heavier thunderstorms. After the rain moves out early on Monday morning, look for a windy day with some sunshine appearing, and then those temperatures really take off back up to 80 by Friday, and we'll be in the upper 70s to around 80 from the Memorial Day weekend. Right now, it looks like the best chances of rain will be from late Saturday afternoon into Sunday with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Monday, Memorial Day, but there'll also be plenty of dry hours there as well.
All right, Gary, thank you. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the NCAA president gives an update on the outlook of the fall sports season. That includes college football, what he says needs to happen to get fans back in the stands after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Everyone has a bucket list. I just changed mine. When the time comes, I just want to be at home in my own PJs, not in a gown that lets in the breeze. I want my family there and people who care how I live, not just how long. Care on my terms. A Grace gave my dad that kind of care, and now I know when I need it, a Grace will help.
A Grace, hospice and palliative care. Just call. A Grace will help.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and you know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. This Mother's Day, get up to 50% off the normal retail price, plus get free shipping. Visit Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
In uncertain times, where do you find certainty? Social distance doesn't mean you're alone. Even in these trying times, make sure you're making fact-based decisions for your retirement. Turn to the Madison Money Guy. Let's review your financial strategy together. You can meet with us face-to-face without leaving the comfort of your own home. Call Retirement Income Strategies to schedule your virtual visit. 608-208-1800. That's 608-208-1800.
All right, welcome back. Former Badger star running back Jonathan Taylor is officially now an Indianapolis Colt. He signed with the team earlier today. 247 Sports reports this is a 4-year rookie deal. He'll be doing just fine for a 21-year-old. It's worth almost $8 million. The signing bonus, $3.2 million. The Colts drafted JT with the 41st pick of the 2020 draft. He's the first FBS junior to rush for 6,000 yards in his career.
The future of college sports is unknown, but the NCAA president is giving an update on what needs to happen in order for there to be a fall sports season. NCAA President Mark Emmert says it is likely that colleges and universities will be starting at different times across the United States, but says that student safety is the main priority. He says testing is going to be critical, and right now they do not have access to the level of testing that is needed to test every single fan and athlete at sporting events.
So to me, it's not if a student comes down with the virus, it's when. I think it's almost inevitable with those kinds of numbers. And so you have to have in place the protocols for testing, for tracking symptoms, for tracking contact, and the ability to quarantine individuals and those they've come in contact with when this occurs. Same thing with...
Emmert says that there may be abbreviated seasons and they may have to move championship schedules around.
Well, if you're missing sports like all of us are, the Big Ten Network is kicking off Wisconsin Day. This will be Sunday. The 10-plus hours of coverage features some good ones. Wrestling, football, men's hoops, volleyball, men's soccer, and hockey. And some of the games include the 2015 men's basketball team, who went, of course, all the way to the NCAA championship game, and the 2 Rose Bowl games featuring Badgers Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dayne, the men's hockey Big Ten championship game back in 2014. Again, Wisconsin Day. That'll start at 5 a.m. Get up early and watch some sports on Sunday. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast as we're heading for the weekend next. Stay with us.
Social distancing and family quarantines are a jarring reality for kids. It's a big adjustment, so it's important that we adults do what we can to help them navigate this new normal. Encourage your kids to ask questions and give them honest, age-appropriate answers. Show them things that they can do to regain some control. And above all, reassure them that their safety is your top priority.
Now more than ever, SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take time for kids.
The world may be shut down, but Mother Nature won't wait. Normal wear and tear on your home won't wait either. So if you need a home improvement, we're here to help. With exclusive offers to save you money on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and design services, all with 0 down, 0% interest, and no monthly payments for 6 months. Plus free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home. Visit fryconstruction.com for exclusive money-saving offers and contact us today.
All right, I brought in Ensure Max Protein to give you the protein you need with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Ensure Max Protein, now available in 12 count. Stock up today. Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust. steinhoffels.com.
Pull into your driveway in style. Relax by the pool in luxury. And give your front porch the facelift it needs with TSR Concrete Coatings, Wisconsin's premier concrete coatings contractor. Get beautiful concrete coatings installed in as little as 1 day, customizable and easy to clean. See the before and now the after. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy. They won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Now check out these savings. Save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the president promises a vaccine by January, but is that a realistic timeline? Our Racing to a Cure tonight looks at some promising new results in one of the vaccine trials. Plus, Memorial Day is a little over a week away. Will your beach be open? And we go on the road this Friday with a look at some innovative graduation ceremonies for the class of 2020. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary has a final check of the weekend forecast.
Well, after dry weather for most of the day tomorrow, we'll see showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night into Sunday. Could be looking at 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain generally across southern Wisconsin, with some heavier amounts in areas that get a heavier thunderstorm. Look for cool weather tonight. Temperatures dropping off into the middle 40s. Highs tomorrow in the upper 60s. The rain probably won't arrive until tomorrow night.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.